Hi! Now it's IDA time, and IDA is improvised duet acting, and this is where you get 30 minutes with you and your partner to draw topics out of cans or boxes and pick which ones you want to do, and you get a half hour to make up your plot with good old-fashioned plot diagram where you have an introduction, a conflict, a rising action, a climax, falling action, and denouement. And so you got to have all those parts to it, and they come in and they act it out. And IDA is the event that a lot of kids like to do, but it's a whole lot harder to do well than what it looks like. And so I'm going to give you some tips on what it is you should be looking for as a judge. Tip number one is, do they have that plot? Do they have a conflict? Do they have it? Well, first of all, do they have an introduction where they introduce the characters they've drawn, the situation they're in, and the location? Do they have a title to it? And do they move into the conflict? The conflict needs to drive the action, especially of the rising action. Yeah, the way I explain it is the conflict is some sort of question, like who will win, and the climax is the answer. This person wins, or that person wins, or the hurricane wins, whatever. The rising action is a series of questions and answers. So the example I use with kids all the time when I'm trying to teach them IDA is, let's say the conflict is the wife is pregnant, and the climax is, will she get to the hospital on time to have her child at the hospital? And that's either yes, she'll make it, or no, she won't. Aha!
Tyler Woods to the office, please. Tyler Woods, please come to the office.
So you got to have that. And a lot of times what kids will start out with is the question will be, will we make it to the hospital on time? And the climax is, the rabbit did it. The rabbit is the murderer. And you're like, wait a minute, what do those have to do with each other? The answer is, they have nothing to do with each other. The kid didn't have a plot. And they're just up there rambling. And that's the problem. So, and then the rising action needs to be the bulk of the actual scene, and a series of question, answer. So back to my example of the wife going to the hospital. We have a short little series of problems. Let's say the tire's flat, so he fixes the tire, and they get going, and they stop for gas, and the wife goes in the bathroom, and then he takes off, and he forgets, oh, my wife is in the bathroom at the restroom at the gas station, so he goes back, and then they get stuck in traffic, and so you have all these little problems rising in the rising action to the climax, in which they burst through the doors, they make it to the delivery room, the kid's born, and everybody's happy. Okay, so there's that. Kids can only portray one character in IDA. So in duet they can be all sorts of people. IDA they can only be the one that they drew. Second of all, you want to stay 3/4 to the audience so they can see. A lot of times when kids will turn their back. You don't want to see a kid's back. Same with duet. You don't see their back either. So have them make sure they stand forward. Hopefully they're funny. Generally they try to be funny. You should discount them for any kind of toilet humor, bodily functions. I tell my kids, if it has anything to do with the human body, farting in the bathroom, that kind of thing, just don't do that. You can have the wife be pregnant, but you don't need to go into the gory details of the birth. Let's see, what else? Time, it needs to be between 4 and 7 minutes. So IDA is the only event that you'll judge in which there's a penalty for being under 4 minutes. And you might want to look at the rules on that. I believe they can't get first. They can get second. But then if nobody in the round makes time, then somebody has to get first. I think that's it. So, again, I hope you enjoy judging IDA. If you get any questions, feel free to ask me the day of, and I'll try try and help you then. So, thanks.